Obviously, we're going to go through this article. It's pretty long. I'm probably not going to go through every single bullet point of it because some of it I don't even personally care about and I don't think it's relevant. Most people aren't really worried about like multiplayer. A lot of this is just, Warzone. I mean, they got zombies in here too, but really Warzone is like what it is. So ahead of season 2, updates on Ricochet, anti-cheat, Warzone, multiplayer, and zombies. So my only concern with the interest that I have left in the game is really just Warzone, and the anti-cheat of course falls right in line with that. So we're just going to go through it. We're going to touch on some of these bullet points and talk about what we're seeing here. This is obviously like way behind on Call of Duty's part because this has been going on. All of the issues they highlight in this have been going on for ages. They haven't been fixed and they haven't been addressed up until now. And what tweets or communication they have released by and large have really not been of much substance, to be perfectly honest. Nobody's really been impressed. So we'll see. Let's just get into it. Ahead of Season 2's launch in Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty Warzone, January 28th. That's when Season 2 is coming out. We're here to address the comprehensive feedback we've been hearing from our community in recent weeks and tell you what we're doing now. Members from various development teams and studios dedicated specific systems, modes, and functions across the franchise have provided insights below. Cheating in bans is number one. So that's probably the biggest problem the game has right now. Everybody would probably agree with that. Ability to disable crossplay on consoles in ranked play. I know a lot of people really want that, and I guess I personally don't really have a problem with it. I mean, if you're on a console and you want to only play with console players, cool. I think PC players should have the same option. I think if you're on a PC like I am and you try to play mouse and key, which I do try to do as much as I can, because it just feels better. I would also like the option to turn off crossplay and not have to sit in a queue for 45 minutes because the entire Call of Duty player base is playing on a console or with a controller. That's just me. But something to kind of pay attention to here is the fact that it says it's in ranked play, which would lead me to believe that you will not be able to disable crossplay in the normal mode. That's kind of what that seems like to me. Let me zoom this in just a tiny bit so it's easier to see. That's probably better. Server issues. Now, I've skimmed through this. This was a big point of contingency for a lot of people because the vernacular they're using here by saying server issues, when it's very obvious that it's just the servers themselves simply are not capable, are not up to par with the demands of the game or with the demands of any real modern shooter, especially an online competitive shooter. So this right here had some people kind of worried because they're still not directly addressing the fact that it's server performance specifically. Server issues is an issue, that's a problem, but it's also a little vague. I've talked about it here on the channel before, but the tick rate of the servers, whoever they're using to host their servers, wherever the data, the server farm or whatever the hell it is, wherever it's at, whatever it is, it's just not up to par to what modern games, especially shooter online games, require. And I've compared it, and many people online have compared it numerous times to games like Valorant, Fortnite, Apex, Counter-Strike, even PUBG. All of these games have server tick rates significantly higher than Call of Duty. And Call of Duty Warzone is the most popular first-person shooter game in the world. It just doesn't make any sense. Quality of life updates, that doesn't mean anything. Requested bug fixes, that doesn't mean anything. There's a million bugs in the game. An update from Ricochet anti-cheat team. Most people don't really have any faith in Ricochet at this point at all. And there's not really much reason to have faith in Ricochet, right? They claim that it's a kernel level Ricochet, kind of like Valorant's anti-cheat. I don't remember what it's called. It ain't working. Instances of cheating in Call of Duty, particularly in ranked play across multiplayer and Warzone, are frustrating and severely impact the experience of our community. Yeah, we're here to tell you what's being done about it and planned for support throughout 2025. Live right now are new layers of security and protections against cheaters in Call of Duty, as well as updates to protect the competitive integrity of the game. I don't know how true this is. Yeah, I don't know how true this is. Last night we were playing a game, and I guess it's good for us, but it's bad for the game. But the guy that we won the game with was cheating. It's very obvious he was cheating. It was cool that we won the game, and we didn't know he was cheating while we were playing. How would we? You know? But we won the game, zipping all over the place, man. For whatever reason, Activision, Treyarch, or Raven, or whoever it is that's overseeing Ricochet, or if Ricochet has a dedicated team internally, they've been very attached to Ricochet. And I don't know why, because it's been really bad, and it's hard to, like, you know, there are people working on this stuff. There are developers and programmers working on this stuff, and they're probably working pretty damn hard on it because this is a proprietary thing that they're doing. But realistically, it just hasn't worked well, man, and it still doesn't work well. I mean, I don't know what new layers of security and protection are. They've said that multiple times before. You know, I remember several months ago, it might have even been a year ago by now. You know, they were showcasing all this different stuff about how if a cheater was detected, it would like create a clone of an enemy in real time, or it would freeze that player in place in real time, couldn't fire their gun. None of that ever happened, man. None of that ever happened. This stuff, you know, that might have existed inside of like a live internal test environment, but none of that ever happened in the game. That didn't make its way to players, you know, not that I'm aware of. I never saw it. And cheating, hands down, over the last 6 months, if not longer, has been the biggest problem in the game, practically as if it's been given up on. Updated detection models and behavioral systems for aimbotting and other data points include account trust and hardware identifiers to target serial cheaters. I mean, cool, whatever that is, whatever that means. Over 136,000 ranked play accounts have been banned. I mean, that's cool. You know, it's always great to see large numbers of accounts get banned. The problem is that when your game is being played by millions of people around the world, 136,000 in ranked play, that's not, I mean, it's not even really, you know, what are we talking about? And depending on whatever this is, those accounts were probably just recreated immediately, you know? New accounts recreated immediately. Who knows? Maybe. We have to be this way. It's not that we want to be this way. It's not that you want to take credit away from the people who are working on these things. But we have to be. Because this game, out of every game on the market, just simply has not shown up, man. And the store and the bundles and the battle passes and the cosmetics, they always work without flaw. But, I mean, when are we going to step up to the plate, you know? New detection and warning systems for spam reporting by accounts. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Maybe that must be an internal thing for people who get reported numerous times in one game or by the same people over and over. Malicious reporting, yeah, so that's got to be what it is against the security enforcement policy. So this is probably more of an internal thing. If somebody continues to get spam reported, there's probably protection against that. New detection and warning systems for repeat playing with cheaters' behavior. So that's kind of like the situation I was just talking about, where we were playing with somebody last night who was a cheater and we did not know it. But if you were playing with cheaters regularly, then your account may be flagged. In December, we announced we were implementing major upgrades to the current online and active kernel level driver. So for those of you who don't know, kernel level anything is the deepest, so to speak, level that you can implement something onto a machine. The only way that it could be deeper, apart from running or detecting when the operating system is active and fully online, is as the system is booting, before it even fully turns on. So it doesn't get any deeper than that. And that's what they're claiming this is, but it definitely hasn't worked that way. Okay, Season 2, new and improved client and server-side detection systems, okay? That's going to directly relate to the infrastructure of the network overall. Major kernel level driver update, cool, because it doesn't work right now. Reinforced encryption, new tampering detection system. Season 3 and beyond. Okay, so it's important to note here. It's important to note here that this is everything that we've read thus far. This right here is for Season 2. This is for Season 3. Okay? A multitude of new tech, including a brand new system to authenticate legit players and target cheaters. That's probably in direct response to all of the people who have played the game and have been banned when they weren't cheating. Go figure. As we get a little closer to Season 3, we'll dive a little deeper into these systems. It's important we don't provide too many details that could give cheat developers a peek behind the curtain. We're not slowing down our mission to shut down cheaters whose only mission is to ruin things for everyone else. We're confident the combinations above, as well as ongoing improvements to our detection system and Activision's continued legal actions against cheat sellers, will provide demonstrably healthier gameplay experiences. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it does, man. You're never going to be able to take cheating out of online games. You're never going to be able to do it. But Call of Duty Warzone, Call of Duty in general, has had to have been one of the worst examples of a modern AAA studio in many regards, especially cheating. And with the amount of resources that this franchise has, it's insane. This is a big one. Server stability, packet loss, and lobby crashing. This has been huge. We've seen community reports of increased rubber banding. Yep, a lot more than that. Packet loss notifications, server disconnects in recent weeks, especially in ranked play, and in certain regions where some players may not have access to as many servers as others. This, I mean, okay, whatever this is, that's probably less than 10% of people. I would say that the majority of people in the world are playing in North America. And a lot of the server disconnects have been caused directly by cheaters. But again, this all right here goes back to directly addressing the infrastructure of the network itself. We've been monitoring activity closely, including identifying suspicious accounts that appear in multiple crashed lobbies, because everybody's been DDoSing them. The team at Demonware has narrowed down some specific causes of these issues and new improvements that have been made to the server infrastructure this week to reduce targeted cases of malicious activities on our infrastructure and players. Okay. No, it probably won't mean new servers. You know, yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about the servers. It's easy to talk shit about the servers because it's one of the fundamental building blocks of the game as far as it being an online game. But upgrading the infrastructure of the game would probably be a very long, tedious, and arduous task. Maybe. I don't know. The fact that it wasn't addressed in the beginning of the game, in the inception of the game, the fact that it hasn't been addressed up until this point, even still, in any sort of real, concrete, and tangible way that has translated over to the game, is the biggest problem. I don't know how difficult it would be to migrate where this game is hosted to another server farm, or whatever it is. I don't know. It probably wouldn't be the easiest thing in the world. They may be locked into contracts with whoever it is that's hosting them. I have no idea. But the point is that with the resources that these people have, with how much money this franchise brings in, there's no reason that the servers, the infrastructure that they keep talking about and keep mentioning but nothing is ever done about, are still so subpar when a myriad of other online games that are nowhere near as successful as this one do not have these problems. With these new improvements in place for both Black Ops 6 and Warzone, we've already seen improvements in stability on the back end. Okay, well, that's great. While this isn't a one-size-fits-all solution for every potential issue, we're confident the results we've already seen in practice. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, results you've seen on the back end and whatever these updates are, you know, all of it remains to be seen. until it's translated over into a real-time run, or, you know, a runtime environment. Voice chat moderation, I'm going to skip that because nobody gives a shit. If there's one thing that Call of Duty has always been synonymous with, it's the fact that everyone in Call of Duty voice chat is talking out of their ass and saying the worst possible things they can get away with. I don't think anybody really cares. You know, I don't think anybody really cares. That's just online competitive gaming. That's Call of Duty. People are going to be ignorant regardless. I don't care about voice chat at all. Black Ops 6 updates. I don't know if I care about any of this. Global, no. Multiplayer, I don't care about any of that. If you guys do care about it, this is on Twitter. It's on X. Just go to COD updates and look this up. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, I don't care about multiplayer, zombies, Black Ops. I don't care about it. High profile bug fixes. I don't care about ranked play. This might be decent, maybe. Yeah. We've heard from Fiona Choice. Is this multiplayer ranked play? Season 2, okay, yeah, this is what we read earlier. In Season 2, we are enabling the ability to disable cross-play for console players who want to compete only against other console players. That's cool. That's great. I think that should translate over to PC as well. And I think that you should be able to disable cross-play in public matches as well as ranked play matches. I don't think it should only apply to ranked play matches. If you want to disable cross-play, just let us disable it. Just put it in there. You know, I mean, yes, it's going to increase queue times because you're drastically mitigating the player base that the queue can pull from, but at least have it as an option, you know. This is cool for people who care about ranked a lot. Forfeit matches count as a standard loss and do not result in SR penalties, so there looks like they're going to add a forfeit feature. That's cool. Zombies don't care about it. Incoming Warzone updates. Okay. We've made the decision to prioritize focus on gameplay tuning, adding more quality of life and addressing ongoing bugs. That's great. This means that in order to deliver meaningful improvements, new content originally planned for Season 2 has been shifted to create bandwidth to address foundational issues. Great. Awesome. Stop producing content that nobody cares about for the game. We don't need it. Nobody cares about it. We don't want it. We don't need it. Operation Health should be the focus of this game from here on out until the game is 180'd, until it's in the best state it's ever been in. Get rid of everything else until Warzone is in that state. Nobody cares about the battle passes, the skins, the bundles to unlock the new guns. None of that matters. Just stop doing it. These improvements won't come all at once. Of course not. They'll be staggered across the season with quite a few quality of life changes coming mid-season. Our priority is to have the most solid foundation that a battle royale can offer. Great, love it. That's exactly what it should be. The only problem and the only concern most people have is this right here. These improvements won't come all at once. They'll be staggered across the season. Now, there's probably a couple reasons why they're doing that. For one, player retention. They probably just want to have a reason to keep people interested in the game. But I would say that from a development perspective, they're probably staggering it to make sure that the updates they implement, because they have a really bad reputation for doing this, don't break other systems in the game. So they're going to implement one, make sure it integrates well, implement another, make sure it integrates well, so on and so forth. We just went through an update that broke matchmaking. I had a bug recently that I couldn't get past for a few days, where every single time I would try to create a new weapon class, as soon as I went into the game, all of my attachments would be removed and the class would be reset. So there's probably a few reasons why they're staggering them. I am of the community of people who think it should all come out at one time. Just drop a 20-30 gig update with everything in it, all of it, every single bit of it. But at the same time, the more they implement at once, the higher the risk is that it won't integrate and other parts of the game will be broken. It's a shame that it has to be that way, but that's probably why they're doing it that way. Warzone is constantly evolving. Yep. Regular change come with the risk of shifting the game away from some players in favor of others. Obviously, finding the right balance of innovation while preserving the core DNA makes the game uniquely Warzone. Yeah, for sure. I think that this could be a whole nother conversation and a whole nother video in and of itself, but Warzone has gone way too far off into the fucking wherever. They're just doing so much shit. You know, you've got fluffy people running around, marijuana bushes running around, like, it's fast, it's slow, it just doesn't make any sense, man. And they're right. I mean, it is going to be hard to find the sweet spot for people who want more of a hardcore experience and then people who want more of an arcade-based experience. There should be probably different modes in place, right alongside things like crossplay. There should probably be different modes for people who want a more hardcore Warzone experience and then people who want more of an arcadey experience. But that's going to always be an ongoing issue with a game this big. Weapons. Reload speeds are faster for all weapons. That's pretty cool. Anywhere from 5 to 20% depending on the weapon class. Sweet. I like it. So, kind of like sleight of hand without having to use the perk. Reduce penalty when sprint to fire jumping. So for all those bunny hopping ass motherfuckers out there, I guess you're going to get a reduced penalty when you're sprint to fire jumping. Pretty significantly too, 35 to 10%. And an increased jump ADS speed by 25%. So that's pretty big. I wonder if this is just for jumping up and down or for like diving forward and backwards, side to side. That's interesting. Adjusted bullet penetration across most materials, resulting in a more consistent experience for thicker walls. Yeah, that's huge, man. This nonsense about being able to just shoot through a fucking concrete wall or a steel shipping container is ridiculous. That's not something that you can do in real life without a very high caliber round. Not that Call of Duty in any way is mimicking real life, but it's just stupid, man. If I lay down behind a steel shipping container, there is not going to be a bullet get through that from a fucking assault rifle. You know what I mean? It's stupid. Or a submachine gun. Weapon swap speed increased by 10%. Cool. Get it out. Effectively replicating the effect of quick grip gloves. Okay. Removed burst and semi-auto rifles and low rarity pistols from the ground. Sweet. Allowing for more confidence in knowing the weapon you fire will pick it up. Cool. Nobody wants to pick up a pistol, and who uses burst fire weapons? It's ridiculous. Increased both jump speed and successive jump height with one unmodified successive jump. So increased jump speed and height with one unmodified successive jump. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but okay. I mean, it sounds like they're kind of just doing some things to try to speed up the fluidity of the game. Increase the speed of the parachute cut animation. Cool. Making cutting a parachute and readying your weapon significantly faster. Sweet. Increase player velocity when landing from a cut parachute for smoother transition into full sprint. Cool. Increase the fluidity. Good. I like it. Audio. Okay. Reducing reverb effects to improve directionality of movement audio produced by other players. That's very interesting. Reducing reverb effects. I kind of get what they're saying there with that, because so much of the time it's really difficult to tell what direction the footsteps are coming from.
Yeah, I turned you off.
But even more than that, so much of the time for me, and I know a lot of other people too, I just can't hear them at all. I mean, literally at all. Somebody can sprint into my building, slam open a metal door, slide into the room that I'm standing in, and it will not make any noise. None. So I don't know what reverb has to do with that as much as the directionality of it. Anything they can do to try to improve the audio, I mean, yeah, do it. Combat Scout replaced with an outline that is not visible through walls. Okay, that's pretty cool. Combat Scout is kind of a stupid perk. The outline is interesting. Hopefully it doesn't last very long. New default perks, Dexterity, nice, has been increased in effectiveness and made default for all players. Okay, cool. We've replaced the effect of quick grip and fast reload via weapon adjustments. Okay. Mountaineer returns. I like that. That's big. I liked Mountaineer. Increased fall damage reduction substantially from what is currently live, though not quite the powerhouse it was during Modern Warfare 3. Okay, that's cool. I should be able to jump off of a stairwell and not break my legs. You know. A veteran now significantly reduces the ticks of gas grenades. Gas grenades are super overpowered. The visual distortion and the player movement is ridiculous. It's absurd. Equipment and kill streaks, I'm not sure how prominent this is going to be. Munition Satchel now only provides one additional item, down from 2 to prevent overstocking and spamming. Okay, that's cool. Maximum deployed tacticals and lethal reduced to 2, down from 3. Gas grenade radius, duration, and movement penalties reduced. Good. Good. They're ridiculous right now. They're ridiculous. Spy camera's outline effect no longer renders through walls. Who uses a spy camera? Advanced UAVs will now show elevation arrows. Okay. Cool. Bug fixes. How much more of this do we have to go? Not much. Okay. We're almost to the end, guys. I know this has been a long little sort of intro sequence to the video, but there's a lot here. Like I said, they've kind of addressed like everything people have been talking about for months now. So this is like way behind needing to be addressed. And that's why this is so long, because they're doing it all at one time. The flares that fire out of buy stations when players are bought back can now be pinged. Okay, that's interesting. Bug fixes. Let's see what they're saying here. Addressing visibility in dark areas. They've said that many times. There's still, you know, tons of warehouses and houses that are just basically pitch black in every corner. We'll see. They've said that multiple times. We'll see. Address players being forced to stand while reviving. Okay. I haven't experienced that myself, but that's definitely a problem. Exploits allowing players to explore unintended areas of the map. That's been an ongoing problem for ages, basically since the beginning. Address parachutes deploying when jumping off ladders. That's huge. That's such a stupid thing when you're jumping between buildings or jumping from floor to floor and your fucking parachute deploys. Addressed weapons becoming inaccessible, disappearing through the damn floor. Happens all the time. Weapon falling through the buy stations. Yep. Tooltips appearing as common. I don't really see that much, but these two are huge. Perks and contrasts address ghosts persisting throughout the pregame lobby. Yep, that's been an issue for a long time. If you have ghosts in the pregame lobby and you die with it, you get ghosts for the entire game. Cold-blooded, not properly countering tracker. Quick fix health regen, not properly activating while plating. That's good. That's insane, because, I mean, it's like you wouldn't even know that until you knew it, and then, you know, who knows how long. Survivor, preventing players from being reviving down squad members. That's crazy, because Survivor is supposed to allow you to revive down teammates faster. So the fact that it has a bug that doesn't let you revive them at all is insane. Operators, selection appearance, yeah, whatever. Ranked play, I don't really care about ranked play, guys. And that's it. Whew, that was a mouthful. Holy shit. That was a mouthful. If you want to read it in full, if there are things that I didn't touch on and didn't cover here that you guys are interested in or concerned about, COD updates, just hop on X, COD updates. It's the first tweet that they have on their profile. It's a long one, man. It's a long one. Here's the thing. A lot of this stuff has been an issue for a long time. It's also been addressed by the Call of Duty people multiple times before in the past, and for all intent and purpose has not really ever been fully rectified. Now, bugs and issues in the game and cheating and server, none of those issues are ever going to be fully rectified. But in comparison to other games that are out Marvel Rivals, Valorant, Counter-Strike, all these other high-end, highly competitive games. There's just no reason, man, that we should be in the place that we're in when it comes to Call of Duty. You know, it's just absurd. The amount of money they make, the amount of resources they have. You know, they're going down a path to the likes of Battlefield where they're just going to end up losing all of their core audience, and the game's just going to fall off, man. It's already fallen off. And then they're going to have to go on this whole redemption arc if they want, to put in the effort to do it, to try to bring people back. But all this stuff, man, all this stuff with the operators and the skins and the Squid Games and the bundles, man, we don't need that. We don't care about that. This right here, wherever they said that, I don't remember where it was, but wherever they said it, that they're going to push back content in favor of improvements, that needs to be their only focus from here on out, period. It doesn't need to be anything else. It needs to be Operation Health all day, every day. And actually see to it that the resources and collaboration and developers and tech artists and 3D artists and all these people who are working together on this game are able to produce something that sets an incredible standard for what Battle Royale could be in gaming, man. Because Call of Duty at this point in time, man, has got to be the absolute fucking worst. I mean, it just does. It just plain and simply does. It has to be the worst one currently on the market out of any of them. And that's not just, trying to talk shit. I mean, it's just the truth, man. It just has to be the absolute worst one. I'm off my soapbox about it. That's the update. It released, maybe a day ago? It released a day ago, 21 hours ago. That's it. That's the update. We'll see what happens, man. No other game infuriates me to the degree of Warzone. I have a hard time with it, man. It would be amazing if Call of Duty could come to the table and actually, this become a reality. And I'm just a casual player. I'm not even a hardcore ranked grinder or a competitive player, but for everyone, man, for everyone. So we'll see. That's it.